What's up, guys? This is every single fight to make after UFC Abu Dhabi. These are the matchups that I want to point out as the most important matchups to make as each one of these guys' next fights. I'll be starting with the notable winners from the card, and then we'll move on to the notable losers of the card. But first, I do want to say this is our Tapology group. This is how you guys can view and make money while viewing. As long as you come over here into this section and make your fight picks for the next section, you have to create an account. So you'll go to tapology.com, create an account, then you go to tapology.com/groups/2048. Join my Tapology group. There's only like 15 or so people in there. And you'll have a chance to win $100 as long as you win the weekly pick'ems that we do. So like Donner and Pac-Man77, they won this week. They will be splitting a $100 prize, so it'd be $50 each. That's how it'll go. All you'll have to do is come down into the Hall Man We Gonna Have a Day, post in the weekly of the winner group, or winner of the weekly group, your Cash App information, and I will send you that money immediately as soon as I get that information. And as soon as, Tapology shows me that you're the winner. To pick, you'll come over to 0 of 11 picked. It will only be UFC events unless some random other major organization comes up, and then you will just come here. You can pick Tell the Tape. It'll show you like valuable information you can learn, but then you'll make sure you save your picks after picking that kind of thing. That's not what we will be picking for that fight, by the way. Anyways, let's get into the every fight to make now video. But first, as well, I want to throw up some comparisons. Or I threw some comparisons onto the screen. Marcus McGee looks exactly like Archer, leader of the Gorgonites from Small Soldiers. Muslim Sadikov, or Dracula as I call him, looks like Drac from Dracula Flow. Bryce Mitchell looks like Bryce Mitchell, holding his Bible. And Shara Bullet looks exactly like Hephaestus from God of War. I mean, this is a exact clone and copy of another person. And they just outright put him in a video game. Kind of crazy. But here are the matchups. So we're going to start with the main event and move right down into the other fights. We're going to start with the winner of the main event. We have RDR, Rainer de Ritter, taking on either Dricus du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev for his next fight. The winner of the title fight. If it's Khamzat, I would rather see the winner of Kaio versus Imavov fight that fight. If that happens, I would like to see Rainer de Ritter fighting Sean Strickland. I think it's a good matchup. Sean's been super inactive. He may want some more time or not super inactive, but super inactive lately in comparison to how he was. I'm sure he still wants some time to recover from his last fight with Dricus. And RDR wants some time to recover too, I'm sure. But he also knows that he really has to get on this title run if he's going to get on it. So that's why I also say just throw him a title shot at this point. He's beaten the correct guys to give him a title shot. But if they don't, beating Sean Strickland or having a fight with him, that can earn him a title shot if he can beat him. Moving to the winner of the co-main event, we've got Petr Yan. I want to see him fight for a title. I think that this Abu Dhabi card had a lot of massive implications for other matchups coming up. Like, we've got 2 title fights coming out of this card. So I think it's pretty good. I want him to get a title shot, though, whether it's against Corey or Merab. If for some reason they either immediate rematch or something happens in the fight to where they have to book a rematch, or that fight just can't happen where Petr Yan's fighting for the title, I would like to see him fight Sean O'Malley. I think that is going to be one of the best matchups you could book right now. Petr Yan has looked incredible lately, and I do want to see if he could compete on the same level that he was competing at a couple years ago, where he's fighting guys like O'Malley and going tit for tat with them. I mean, that fight was incredible. Let's see it again. Next, we've got Hephaestus, the god of forging things, if I'm not mistaken, Charbullet. versus Roman Kopylov. I think this is a great fight. We've got two Russian or Caucasus kind of guys who kickbox. Very good high output kickboxers. Both hard kickers. Once Shara was actually kicking, he was kicking hard. I won't discredit him for his kicks anymore. They're normally tippy tappy, but he was throwing some hard kicks. And if we can't get that matchup going because maybe Kopylov wants some more time off than Shara for some reason, feed him Bakoyev, or feed Bakoyev to him, I guess I should say, or feed him. Fuck, Bakoyev will destroy Hephaestus. Just saying. Bakoyev's my favorite fighter at middleweight right now. I think he smashes everyone, including Dricus, at some point. It's his title destiny. But I want to see... I want to see Azamat Bakoyev just mangle Shara Bullet. Because as much of a fun fight style as he has, I'm just not a fan of this dude. I don't like him in the slightest. The shit he does is just... He's a piece of shit. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Bakoyev's going to smash him. It's his destiny. He's going to smash everybody in this division. And then hold that belt one day while having both heads of Reiner de Ritter and Dricus du Plessis. He's going to kill both of them. Anyways, moving on to Aso Almobayev. He had a win, I guess you can say. It wasn't very impressive. Like I said, I was more impressed by Jose Ochoa's performance than his. It just happened that Ochoa lost because he was on 2 weeks' notice. Give this guy Kai Kara-France or Tagir Ulanbekov. I think Kai Kara-France is actually good enough to stop the takedowns, and if he's not, just cut him out of the UFC. If you're losing Aso Almobayev on full camp, I just think we need to get you out of here at this point. Tagir Ulanbekov, I think, would submit him pretty easily, outstriking him at range when they are striking. I don't like Aso Almobayev. I think he's a coward. Him running from combat anytime there's real combat, he literally turns and sprints in the other direction. I think that's something that's a cuttable offense. You should be disqualified anytime you turn from your opponent and sprint in the other direction. I'll always uphold that. Anytime you turn and sprint from your opponent, you have tapped out. You have quit. You are saying they are better than me to the point where I need to run from them. Anyways, we're going to move to the light heavyweight division where we've got Anthony Smith. I forgot just how comparisoned they were to throw them up in my comparison. You know, he just blended in so well, looked just like him, that I didn't even notice that Bogdan and Anthony were down there. Yeah, I've got Bogdan moving up in competition. I want to see him fight some real competition now. I've got him fighting Jamal Hill, which saying real competition and Jamal Hill there might be a bit of a stretch. Jamal Hill's hood footwork may not work against a guy like Bogdan. Or if Jamal Hill is still, not wanting to take that kind of step down in competition, or not trying to get a warm-up fight, if you will, before fighting real heavy competition again, give Bogdan to Jan Blachowicz. I would love to see Jan Blachowicz in this fight. I think this is a very tough matchup for Blachowicz, especially in his older age. Bogdan's just kind of fast, and he has these awkward strikes that he throws, man. He just reminds you so much of Anthony Smith. The GOAT levels coming out of him. This is his title run at this point, honestly. At 205, we have such a weak division that you could argue that Bogdan is on a fucking title run at this point. With just beating Nikita Krylov. I would like to see him up against Jamal Hill or Jan Blachowicz. I think these are two really good matchups. And One of these dudes has fought semi-recently. Jan Blachowicz just on his quest of doing whatever he wants in his life, though, normally. We're going to move to Bryce Mitchell versus whoever. No, I've got Bryce Mitchell, who picked up a massive win against Said Nurmagomedov. I've got him up against Marlon Chito Vera. And if we don't get that matchup, I could see Raoni Barcelos. Barcelos is actually ranked right next to where he just won, I think. Where Bryce just won. I think the fight he just won was ranked right there. I think Said's ranked like number 16, or Barcelos is 16 and Said was 17. Or if they're trying to give him a real step up and give him names, since he is Bryce Mitchell, and they don't seem to give him just like easy fights without names, I could see them giving him Marlon Chito Vera, and that would be a very tough fight for Bryce, who doesn't really do much damage as it is. He would have to grapple hard in that fight, and just make sure that at all costs we're staying on his legs, on his body, we're body locking him at all costs, grappling every single second that you can. And yeah, but it's a winnable fight. He can win these fights. The Raoni Barcelos is a much more winnable fight for him, in my opinion, but, you know, because he wouldn't get chinned, you would assume. But yeah, the possibility of getting knocked out by Chito Vera by just like a knee, just anything random after dominating him the entire fight probably wouldn't surprise me. Anyways, let's move to the welterweight division. We've got the man himself, Dracula. He is 4 million years old. There's only one fight I want to see, and that's him versus Stephen Thompson. We've got the King of Kung Fu versus Wonder Boy, or the King of Karate in South Carolina, I guess. And if we can't get that matchup somehow, because I swear we've tried to get this matchup before, and you just can't get it to happen, like, at all for some reason. Give him Bonfim. Let him undo the wrong that was done to Stephen Thompson. Let Drac take out this young blood. He is going to suck him dry, if you will, of all of his blood. Drac would knock him out, though. I've got Drac winning, honestly, maybe both of these fights. Stephen Thompson is still so good, though. I love watching him fight. Moving to the light heavyweight division, we've got Billy Elikana picking up a big win against Ibo Aslan, although in a very uneventful fight where neither fighter threw very much at all. I've got him versus Jimmy Crute or Ion Cutelaba. Either fight, you could go either way at this point, you know. Repping the mullet crew, we've got Jimmy Crute, you know, bobbing around his head like Theo Von was, or with Theo Von the other day. They've both fought recently. It's why I think this is a good little matchup. And if we can't get that, Ion Cutelaba fought somewhat recently too, maybe within the last 2 months. I could see the nice step up in competition for Elikana, especially since he beat the same guy Ion did in Ibo. Robert Whittaker, the loser of the co-main event. I want to see him take a little bit of a step back, whether it be retirement or if he decides to stick around. Give him Brendan Allen. I think this is a solid matchup. Brendan Allen fought recently. And if we can't get Brendan Allen to sign up for that for some reason, I feel like Brendan Allen would, though. And this is a very winnable fight, by the way, for Robert Whittaker. Brendan Allen just tards his way into losses so often if you have any way of finishing. So Robert Whittaker could win that. And if you want to give him a nice, plodding, slow, but massive guy who could finish him potentially, give him Gregory Rodriguez. It's a horrifying fight to see Robert have to go against, but, if you want to keep him up in that upper echelon and make sure that this dude can still beat these massive, massive middleweights that are coming up now, give him Gregory Rodriguez and see what happens. The loser of the co-main event, I've got Marcus McGee Archer, leader of the Gorgonites, versus Vinicius Oliveira. I feel like this is a fantastic fight. We've got the ultimate marauder of marauders versus the leader of the Gorgonites. This is a solid fight. Marcus McGee did not look bad in the Petr Yan fight. He took the first round, but Jan's always noted for giving that away. But he almost took away that second round too. There were big shots that he landed on Jan that kind of hurt him. I could see him winning a fight against Vinicius Oliveira, and also let's give him if we can't get that kind of fight, if Vinicius is looking for a guy on a win streak right now, let's give Marcus McGee a guy like Ricky Simon. I think it's a fantastic matchup. I think that Ricky Simon, being as blockheaded as he is, and Marcus McGee being as tough as he is as well, I think that would just equate right into a clash into the middle. These dudes would go to war with each other. But this is my every single fight to make after UFC Abu Dhabi. I think it's a fantastic setup of fights. I try to make every one of them reasonable with somewhat, at least one match of a guy who somewhat fought recently. Somewhat. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Join my Tapology if you guys want to make money off of just watching the channel and making picks either against me or with me. It's my money, so just come take it, I guess. Anyways, enjoy the fights for this week. I will see you guys in the prediction video for Tatsuro Taira versus Albazi. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.